Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Michael Noland here, and tonight's video is just bits and pieces from a panel discussion that I was involved in over at ROYCE in the House. Now, the reason I've included these little pieces from tonight's discussion is because tonight's discussion, we covered a whole lot of territory, but a few key portions of that discussion tonight led to some hints about some videos that I'm not only prepping, but things that we're going to cover on the channel here in the near future. And what I've done is included a few of just the highlights of what we discussed tonight as it pertains to this channel. If you get a chance, get on over to Royce's channel because the whole hour discussion is there. All right, so the bulk of tonight's discussion started off with Lou Mars bringing up Steven Tyler.
You were mentioning Steven Tyler before I joined. And
yes,
right after we all got through talking last week, I really started thinking, and he was a name that came up immediately. I started watching old videos here on YouTube. And here's another thing. He had the flamboyance that we talked about with Freddie Mercury.
Flamboyance. Yes, he did.
And here's the thing I'm going to be bringing up in my very next Led Zeppelin video, but it really comes into play here, is that there are basically two kinds of lead men in rock. You have the Freddie Mercurys, the Steven Tylers, the project to the last row 40 miles away, right? And then we talked about Robert Plant, and we did enough of that last week. But, Robert Plant is of the ilk that a turn of a wrist and you're playing to the first three rows. Yep. And Paul would say, because for years after, up until when John died, John would always tell that story and complaining how Brian Epstein made him do it and him and George didn't like it. But Paul said years later, he said, at the time, nobody in the band was complaining. We had smiles on our faces and we dressed the freak up,
Yep, they pulled it off.
Yeah, John was famous for reinventing history, especially whenever he talked to Rolling Stone, it was something about Jan Wenner being in the room, or at least talking to whoever was going to interview him to make sure that the article would go Jan Wenner's way. And so they encouraged the hell out of John to really say a lot of bad things, not only just about Paul, but about I remember when those famous Rolling Stone interviews came out. I bought the first one. I was anticipating the next. I was in high school, and I believed that false narrative for probably 15 years after, because it was just another. There's so many errors in that set of interviews, the famous John Lennon interviews, and Jan Wenner, the wiener, was in the background manipulating everything, including even how John and Yoko reacted to the Let It Be movie, which was intentionally to make Yoko look bad. But John and Yoko wanted that because they wanted separated from the Beatles. And when they were watching the final edit, Wenner was in the room.
I got to show this, because we were talking about this band last week, and it wasn't the next day, like Monday, I walked into a store and they had the Police's greatest hits for sale.
Oh, look at you.
This is a 2-album set, and as soon as I got home, I listened to it.
What about Sting?
I'm not going to do some big unboxing or anything, but I just want to show you guys. It is a gatefold, but I've got it in the sleeve right now. But these the sleeves that the albums are in are just awesome, heavy duty,
nice,
great pictures on both sides. And what's cool about this, it was mastered at the Abbey Road Studios, and it was also half-speed mastering.
Oh, good.
And what they say about the half-speed mastering, which I've heard of many times and have other albums, but
back when it was 2-inch tape.
But the records were cut using a specialist technique known as half-speed mastering. The artisan process results in cuts that have superior high frequency response,
sound,
treble, and very solid and stable stereo images. In short, a very high quality master that helps to create a very high quality record.
You know, I remember when half-speed mastering really started becoming popular back in the late 70s, early 80s, and I was frantically rebuying Beatle albums at that point.
As soon as I got home, I listened to both albums.
So how does it hold up to?
It held up well. It sounded really good. I really enjoyed listening to it. Yeah, I know.
I got to get a copy.
What are your thoughts of Sting as a frontman? Does he fit the category we're talking about tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And if so, why?
To an instrument, you know, he did pretty much anything you could do and still play complicated bass lines, keeping the syncopation that the Police were so famous for. Did you guys also take note about they've got the new movie? I think it's a re-release because all of that footage I've seen before, but it's about their final world tour. It's just now coming out in the stores, and I picked up a copy digitally and watched it the other night, and because I'm kind of catching up. Police is one of the bands I'll be presenting here. I've already mentioned that on my channel, but boy, it was so refreshing to see them. You almost felt like yourself slip off into the 80s. I highly recommend you guys give that a watch.
All right, so that covers it. Like I said, just a very quick video. As I said in my opening remarks, I'm finishing up my 6th part of Led Zeppelin Decoded, and that one's gonna be a good one. Now, as I've said before, the whole Decoded series will be dropping in on Led Zeppelin, not only just in time zones, which we have done occasionally already, but also from different aspects of the band. I think you'll have to agree with me that in part 6, this is a totally different aspect than the series has introduced so far. And you know, this video will fit very well with some of the discussions we've had in the last couple of weeks over at ROYCE in the House, as well as what I've covered so far in this series. Now, one thing I would like to bring up, if you like this kind of content, please feel free to share any of my videos. Actually, the sharing of my videos has accounted for a whole lot of the recent exponential growth that this channel has received. If you haven't subscribed yet, it is, of course, as easy as pie. All you have to do is hit that subscribe to the tribe button, hit that top bell notification, and you'll be notified of all my future videos. And if you enjoyed tonight's video, please consider giving us a thumbs up, because that helps the YouTube algorithm better identify the channel, and that's always good for channel growth. Any names that you have seen in the video tonight are brand new subscribers. I'm doing my best to catch up on shout outs for new subscribers. It will take a few more videos, but welcome to the tribe, each and every one of you. You know, the channel's not just about my videos. If you really want to see what it's all about, read some of the comments from our subscribers. We have some really intelligent rock fans attached to this channel, and all of them have different beliefs as to who's the best this or what. But you know, for the vast majority of them, their comments are so well thought out. All right, so that's it for the video tonight. I'm Michael Nolan. This is The Bottom Line. Next video coming up, Led Zeppelin Decoded, Part 6.